Hey Elementors, in this video I'm going to cover how to use Anywhere Elementor Pro to create blog posts and populate content directly from the WordPress editor into your template. So let's get started. First you're going to click on Add New, right there. Let's give this creative title of Blog Post Templates and scroll down to the render mode. We want this to be a post template, so we'll select that. I also don't want anything else on this page, so I'm going to click Elementor Canvas, save draft, and now let's edit. I've already got a template that I created in a past video, and I'm going to use that as a starting point. So that's the template that we're going to be editing. And this is a completed one I've already done. Let's jump back over. First thing, business. I used a button in my template. Let's replace that with the actual post meta widget from Anywhere Elementor. Don't need the tag, so let's hide that, hide the date, and hide the author. Don't want an icon. Let's click X. And now let's change typography. Center it. Change the text color to white. Uppercase. A little bit of letter spacing. Now let's go to categories, way at the bottom. Give it a little bit of padding. 7 top and bottom, 10 right and left. Go to the border radius, make it 100, make it perfectly round, and background color. Okay, that's pretty close. Font has to be a little smaller. Okay, that's good. Now let's get rid of the original button, because that's not what we want. Next, let's tackle the heading. For this, we'll use the post title widget from Anywhere Elementor Pro. Let's go into the style, and first let's center. Go into the style, change the color to white, and then go back into typography, 68, uppercase. Let's go check out the style here. So 500 weights, line height, and letter spacing. Let's jump back into the post title. 500 weight, line height 1.2, letter spacing 2. Okay, that looks pretty much the same. Now let's delete the initial heading that I had here. Now let's jump over to the date. This one's super easy. Originally had just a text editor. Let's go in, and once again we'll use post meta. This time we want everything else but date to be hidden. So we'll click here, here, and here. Let's go back to date. I don't want the icon, so let's X that out. Let's center that. Let's go check out the style of our initial element here. 16 railway 400. Text color of white, and 16 railway, and 400. Okay, now we can delete the initial element, which was just the text editor. Okay, so now moving down to the post content itself. This was just an image that I had inserted, but let's go get the author's avatar, and we'll drag the author widget over here. As you can see, mine pops up automatically. Let's center that, make it a little bit bigger, border radius of 100 to make that round. Let's add a border, solid border, 3 pixels, and we'll make that white. And I want to link to the post and not the author, so I'll change that. Also, let's make it overlay on hover. There we go. Okay, now this image can go away. So now we've got the written by. So once again, we will drag over the author widget. And this time I don't want the avatar, I want the full name. Let's center that. Well, first let's take the icon away, and then let's center that. Okay, that's not bad, but on our other example we had written by, and that's not an option here. There's no option to have text before it. So let's go drag 2 columns underneath the image here. Drag this one onto the right side and left align it. And I'll drag the other one into the left column. And then I'll right align that one. Now let's remove the name from this one since it's provided by the post meta widget. Now I'm just going to remove all margin and all padding from both of these columns. And you'll see why in a second. So what this does is it just lets me remove any space between these 2 items. So now those look pretty good in terms of the space between them. Looks natural, looks like it's all one field. Now I do want a little bit of a margin between the image and this part. So I'll just go here and add 20 pixels. There we go. That's pretty good. Now I can delete this one since that was previously used for something else. Okay, so we're doing pretty well here. Now let's move to the excerpt. This was just a text editor before. This is kind of a neat little trick. Scroll down, but there's no excerpt widget, as you can see. We do have post content. Show excerpt, yes. Bit of a jump here just to get ahead. So drop will be my CSS class, and that's some CSS I've got. So that brings us to the drop cap. Now we have to change style to this. So let's go to this one, and we'll make the style just as it was in the text editor example below. Change the line height. And we can remove that one. So that will take just the excerpt from the post. Now we want the post content. Now this was just text editor once again, but we want the content. So let's go down to the post content widget, drag it over. And we don't want to show excerpt. We want the whole post. 16 railway 400s, line height 2.2. 16 railway 400. No, let's do line height 2.2 and then 400. Okay, simple as that. Let's delete this one now and delete that. Okay, so far that's pretty close. I do need a bit of a space between the content and what I'm calling the excerpt. It's more of an intro, but it uses the excerpt from the WordPress editor. Okay, 40 pixels. Okay, that's pretty similar to the example we had in the beginning that I showed you. Now let's add the little animation here. Fade in down. Very subtle. Let's check it out. The page loads. There we go. Just a little something to add some interest, and scroll down. Okay, perfect. So now let's go back and change something a tiny little bit. A little bit of bottom margin. Okay, That's better. Oh, before we save, there is one more thing I forgot. Let's go to the very top section, and I want to remove the background image entirely. And instead, I'll go to the AE Pro tab, click Show Featured Image, click Full Size, background will be cover. I'm choosing center right. You can choose whatever makes sense for you. Fixed background attachment and no repeat. Okay, that looks pretty much the way it did before, except now it's pulling from the post. Now let's save this. Now, how do we add a post and use this? My amazing blog post. Paste some content here. I'm going to cut out a little bit of this to use as the excerpt, which will show up as that large intro text in the post. Choose a featured image. Use this image just to show you that it's not just the waves that are embedded. Business category, Elementor canvas, so everything's blank except for my post template. Now, go here. Uh-oh, where's my post template? It's not here. It's because we forgot to publish it. Let's go back to AE templates. Let's save this draft, and go back to the AE templates. Blog post template is the one we just made. Let's publish this. And we'll jump back over to the post. And when we check in the dropdown now, blog post template. Select this, let's save that draft. And everything looks good here. I think these are the options I need. Let's go check it out. Look at that, just like magic. The title's there, category, written by, the excerpt section, content, background image, date, and there you have it. That was a quick demo of how to create a template in Anywhere Elementor Pro and then assign it to the post template and then select it when creating a WordPress post. Now keep in mind, you don't have to create an entire template and then go to Anywhere Elementor and then insert that template. You could build directly in Anywhere Elementor Pro. I just prefer to, at least in this example, to pre-design it and then go in and drag the Anywhere Elementor Pro widgets. I think for demonstration purposes might be a little more clear. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks.